Okay, good morning. Here we're joined by one of our key people, team members, we'll call them. We don't like to refer to them as employees, or we're all kind of employees, but I want to introduce Delia Hernandez. And Delia, tell us a little bit about how long have you been with Indoor Organic Gardens?
Almost 5 years.
5 years. Wow. It means I've gotten older, but you haven't. Okay. And so tell me about what you do. What are your duties here have been as you've been working?
Well, I guess my title would be gardening assistant, but I do a little bit of everything. I help wash and sanitize the flats and prep for that for the seeding. I harvest fresh produce. Some of our clients, office of aging, so forth, farms to tables. And then I also harvest for powder. So that process is same as harvesting fresh produce, but we do a little bit of something different with that.
Right.
So
you're involved once you harvest the product, which looks like this.
correct.
And then you turn it into something
Into
that looks
this.
like this.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah, so
okay.
this is fresh produce.
Yeah.
And then this is
The next
vegetable
step.
powder, yes.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So, but like I said, I do a little bit of everything, documentation, which is very, very important. Housekeeping, making sure everything is clean, sanitized
Right.
all the time.
Right.
And like I said, I've been here about 5 years.
Yeah.
And I love it,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I love
Good.
it. I love it here.
And,
And I
and I-
like what we do. Is a positive. And then plus, serving, Office of Aging or, the Poughkeepsie School, all of that is very, very rewarding.
Mhm. Never hurts to put nutrients in the bodies of people that they're not getting now. Do you use it yourself?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I before we started the powder, I would eat this every day. But now that we got the powder, it's less intake, but I use this every day.
Right, right.
And I just had a physical actually. Everything is good.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
So
Well, you're only in your 30s, so that helps.
I wish.
You're younger.
I wish
Yeah.
I was in my 30s.
Exactly.
So
So, yeah, so the whole idea that you're providing a product that's going to help people become more healthy and whatnot. You mentioned Office of Aging, because that's one of our long-term supporters,
Yes.
Dutchess County
Yes.
Office of Aging.
yes, and I give it to my family.
Mhm.
My family has some issues, like diabetes or whatever.
Yep.
My best friend of 46 years, I let her try it, and she has issues and inflammation with her back.
Mhm.
Not even 2 weeks. She was like, "Oh, what is this stuff?
Right.
You got to get me some more. You got to get me some more."
Right.
So, and she uses it every day. So
Okay, good.
I like the outcome
Good.
when, people use it and then they share how's it working for them.
Mhm.
So.
Okay, Deli, thanks very much, and thanks for your great work, and
Thank
keep
you,
it up. Keep it
Thank
up. Okay, hey, we got another one of our team members here with us. Ozzy, tell us a little bit about yourself, your name, where you grew up, where you went to school, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so my name is Ajuline. I grew up in Poughkeepsie, born at Bassett. Went to school at Poughkeepsie High School for my freshman year, and then I finished 3 years at Arlington High School. And from there, I've pretty much been in Poughkeepsie for most of my life. I moved out only for like 4 or 5 years.
Right.
During certain times, going to live in different places, but then I came back again. And eventually, I ended up running into you guys.
Good. Where did you find us? Tell us that story. I know it obviously. But.
Yeah, I found you guys from, we had one other person working here, and I was dealing with Nubian at one point, Nubian direction, and I ended up getting in the loop with you guys, and I ended up liking what you guys did.
Mm-hmm.
So after a while, I just kept coming here, and then eventually you guys asked me. I do pretty much everything, like seeding, watering, harvesting, drying, putting racks together, anything that needs to be done.
Right.
Pretty much take care of it.
That's pretty well general for everybody.
Yeah. And like I said, the people, which I always think is like a #1 thing, is
Yep.
like who you work with and stuff, and everyone, we're just like pretty much one big family. So we just help each other out as much as we can, and
Right.
it just makes everything easier. And
Yep.
everything flows pretty much. There's not really. That's another thing what I like about this job is not really hard. Is once you learn it,
Yep.
it's smooth sailing. And
Yep.
overall, it's just
Well, if somebody that doesn't do it, I've seen you work and I've seen you guys do your seating and it's very precise. And
Yeah.
what happens is once you learn how to do it, you think like, hey, this is pretty easy. And people that don't know how to do it, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, like I said, when you first start off, it's not. But then, and then I've been doing it so long that I've become
got it.
autopilot at
Right.
times where I just go and then I'm like, oh.
Yep.
So I like sometimes I have to watch because if we're trying to do something different, I got to make sure I keep that in mind. But
Exactly.
besides that,
Yeah, exactly. So right now you're doing some construction or rather putting together some
yes.
equipment.
So yeah,
We're in expansion mode.
yep, we're making more racks to 9 racks because that holds more flats. And then we're changing out any lights that need to be changed. And
Yep. Okay, well, great, Ozzy. Thanks for your help and you've done a great job. And we
Appreciate
look
it.
forward to moving next thing, to the next level.
that's
Okay.
why I'm here. All right.
There you go.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
bud.
Awesome.
Here we are with our farm manager. And Brian, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you lived in Poughkeepsie, where you went to school, what that's all about.
So, my name is Brian. I'm the manager at Indoor Organic Garden. I kind of grew up. I was raised here. I was here. I moved to Poughkeepsie when I was 10, so I've been here for a while. I was actually born in Puerto Rico. I moved out here when I was 10, so it's learning English and the whole process. And I've been here ever since. I didn't go to elementary school here, but I went to middle school and here in the city of Poughkeepsie. Did 3 years of that, and went to 4 years of high school in the city of Poughkeepsie as well. Graduated in 2015. Then when I graduated, I kind of didn't know what to do. I had college offers, but I didn't know if that was the route I wanted to take. So I kind of took like a year off, you know what I mean? And then I ran into Bud and I ran into Carol, and they introduced me to this indoor organic garden, and I've been here ever since.
It was how long ago?
I was 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
5 years.
Okay, so we just said you were 18 or 17 or 18.
Yeah, 17. Yep.
Okay.
So 17 when I started working here. I'm 23 now. Yeah, I love it. It's just a very nice experience. I never knew at 17 I was going to be doing microgreens. And I definitely didn't think I was going to last this long. But I am.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a good
so
experience.
another side, just to continue the education story. So Brian finished high school and then went to Dutchess Community College.
Yeah, I graduated high school in 2015. I took a year off. Actually, took 2 years off because I loved it here so much. After a while, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stay here and see where it goes. So I'd say about 2018, I attended Dutchess, graduated Dutchess 2 years after that. And now I'm currently enrolled in some new course with a political, I'm trying to get my political science degree, bachelor's degree.
Right.
And yeah, I will soon get it in May.
So you're going to get it this May.
Yeah.
Good job. Congratulations. So what do you do here? So you started 6 years ago, 5.5 years ago, whatever, and then you worked your way up, and now you run the job.
Yeah, I started off as a washing flats, dishwasher, and at first that's all I was doing, and then I learned and expanded and knew how to do other things, and then now I'm the manager, and it was just a fun experience. Like I said, I never thought I was going to even last this long here. I even liked it, but I loved it. I like the people I work with. A nice tight group. We're like a family. We all kind of been working with each other for 5+ years, except for Ty. He's been here for like a year, but he's just like he fit in well. And then we're all, like I said, we're like a family, and it makes my life and job easier. And I'm just trying to make it easier for them. It's hard to manage because I'm like the youngest one. So somebody older than me.
You are the youngest. So age doesn't matter, evidently. If you can do the job, who cares?
So at first, when Carol kind of was like, "You're gonna be the manager," I was like, "Oh man." So how do I tell somebody a year, 10 years older than me, 30 years older than me what to do? So it's just, you know what I mean, the level of respect I got for them, and just got for me.
That's the way it works.
Yep.
That's the way it works.
At first, it was a little awkward telling somebody older than me what to do, but you know what I mean? Kind of, like I said, they make it easier for me to do that. So it's like something they can.
Right. Well, we're certainly glad to have you. You've been a key element in the progress at Indoor Organic Gardens. And we got big things planned, big things planned. Right now we're expanding and getting ready to move in our bigger quarters and so on and so forth. So keep up the good work, my man. Good job. Yep. Take care, Brian. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how you got here. How do you find Indoor Organic Gardens? You're actually the latest. You're the newest.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
a new
the
kid on the
newest.
block.
Yeah. So my boxing coach knew Carol, like her friend. So he introduced me, and I knew of the garden from a previous employee, Rockman. So I sort of knew of the garden. I just didn't know like the daily procedure. So once I was introduced, I got a tour. Like I took a tour, and then the rest is history. Like it was a good fit. I knew a couple of people that worked here previously.
Yep.
So it was like a good fit. And I'm a pretty healthy person. I actually did buy my greens, like in the powder form, or just not these greens. So it was a perfect fit.
Okay. So you started out as a customer and ended up.
Almost.
That's good. Tell us, you just mentioned, you reminded me, you're boxing. So you're a professional boxer, or you're an amateur?
Well, I'm still an amateur, so I'm still an amateur. I hope that at the end of the year I will go professional. So I'll be having my last few amateur fights. I'm mainly in charge of seeding the flats. I do a little bit of everything, but mainly my job is like seeding the flats. So I'm like step one. So like before it gets crushed down in the powder and whatnot, it has to get seeded first. So that's my job.
You got it. He's the first guy I see in the morning when I come in, because the seating room is right near the front door, and I can hear that thing going clickety clack. So what right now, I understand you guys are upticking, you're starting to produce more as we're going into expansion. So how many of these little flats do you plan a day typically?
I think our heaviest day is usually like Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We usually do like at least like 100 flats. So I know usually I did before. Usually we do like 200. So now we're gonna ramp it up to 200. I think 300 flats.
Yeah, I think 300. I think we're going to 1,000 a week.
Oh yeah.
So now you're gonna be getting some more.
Oh yep.
Some more practice.
Oh yeah.
Things go quickly clack.
More greens, the better.
Yeah.
We make a good team. Everybody gets along. So it's like a little small family here at the garden.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We talked to Brian earlier, and he said the same thing. He says, if you need something done and it's not your job, then
the next person is hot right in.
Next man up, basically. Basically is the way it works.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's a good point. Okay, well, great. Ty, thanks for stopping by. And,
Thank you.
Okay, so now we have Brave on, who's actually been working around the building for 4 or 5 years.
Yes. I do everything there is that whatever the supervisor asks me to do, I take care of it.
Right.
Okay?
So you live in the city, right?
I live right here in the city of Poughkeepsie.
Yep. We got a pretty good group here, though.
We got a good group here working here, yes.
Yes.
I love it working here.
Yeah. So you get involved sometimes with the washing the flats and dumping the flats.
That's what I'm doing now. I'm dumping flats.
Right.
So after this, I'll go to the machine room where they grow the plants, and I'll clean that out. Then I'll move on. I'll go to the big room and clean up the big square boxes.
Right.
I'll do that too.
Right. So one of the most important things that you do when you're growing food, vegetables, whatever, is keep the place. We got to keep the place clean. And
You definitely got to keep the place clean.
And you got to keep it sterilized as well to get the bacteria out. So Bravon is kind of in charge of keeping the place clean. You do a great job.
Yeah.
Really.
I move the shelves out of the way, and I sweep all over, and then I take one room at a time, and I mop, and I just keep it going.
Right. Well, we're happy to have you and appreciate your work, Ray.
I appreciate you hiring me.
Keep it up.